Here we go. And we're live. Welcome to our Homebuyer Seminar. This week, talking about first-time homebuyer programs or affordable programs. I'm Bill Gross, Bill Gross Probate, with my colleague and friend.
Patricia Castillo.
And our good friend, colleague, and lender.
Shannon Lender. How's it going, guys?
And hey, let's talk affordable housing. Let's talk about making it affordable. Hey, let's talk about first-time homebuyer programs, for example, Anaheim.
Yeah, I mean, there is so many. California is so big. Southern California by itself is so big, but there's so many programs out there to help first-time home buyers. So we're going to try to, get and cover as many as possible. So one is the Anaheim Down Payment Assistance Program. I know Bill will probably pull it up right now. This program actually just came out in December, and I actually was on a call with the representatives earlier today of Anaheim, and they're just starting to fund their first few deals. So this is, relatively new compared to all the down payment assistance. So what it is they're going to give you up to $50,000 as the down payment assistance. Now this one is a down payment assistance. We'll go through other ones that are grants, but this one is specifically down payment assistance. It works very similarly to the CalHFA now that I'm realizing it, because that $50,000 that they're going to give you as an assistance, you're going to have to pay back after 30 years. And there's a 1% simple interest. So what simple interest means is that if you get the $50,000, they're just going to charge you 1% a year of that amount, and they're not going to compound it every year. So it's just 1% simple interest. The good thing is as a first-time home buyer, you just have to be a first-time home buyer within the last 3 years. So if you had a house, sold it, and want to get back into the game and still want down payment assistance, as long as you haven't had a property under name in 3 years, they'll go for it. Now, on here, they did say, where is it? You also, obviously, this program only is used for people that are going to live in Anaheim and who have or worked there. If you've worked there for the last 12 months, obviously you qualify. And the other thing with this program is they do take condos, which is a good thing. You do have to complete a homebuyer seminar course. And like I said, the verbiage, that last bullet point says priority given to people who live and work in Anaheim. And from what I was talking to them, they said, look, a lot of people are trying to get in this program, so they are going to prioritize, if you've lived or worked there for the last 12 months. So that's, if you're listening to this and you will be pretty much at the top of the list. And what I do like about this program is a lot of down payment assistance programs, you have to apply once you get into escrow. This one is actually different. I talked to her. She says you can actually apply and pretty much go through the process before you even look at a property, and then just let us know, hey, we found one, we're going to be going forward, and go from there. So that's a really good thing, because that probably takes a lot of time, even though they still have 10 days to review the file once they have the whole packet. But a lot of times they won't even take your application unless you're in escrow. So just like, if you want to scroll down, Bill, also too, scroll up. Or here. So if you see, it's really small. There's income limits per person. So one person, you have to make $143,000 or less. Two people, $163,000 or less, and so on and so forth. So these are the income limits before taxes. So gross that are capped off at. So if you make more than this per person, then you don't qualify. But they are increasing those limits as much as they can. And the purchase price, this is the unique thing too. There is a purchase price limit. Now the purchase price limit, as of this quarter, because they change each quarter, and the reason why they change is because they're going based off of the median home price that is sold in that area. So this quarter for Q3, it's $953,000. So that is the top in Anaheim in terms of this down payment assistance program that they'll go based off of. Now, it could change every quarter, because let's say if there's a bunch of homes that's sold and the average median home price jumps up to, let's say, $1 million, then they'll change it. But each quarter we have to call them and say, hey, what's the purchase price limit on these programs? Now, also here's another thing too. You must contribute, 3% of the down payment. So you still have to contribute some money to this one. The good news is I did hear that you can add on other down payment assistance programs to it. They don't mind being third subordinate loan. So pretty much mean you have your first loan, and if you want another down payment assistance as your second, and then you can have a third one, and you can even have up to 5% of the money come from a gift. So that's another thing. But there's another overlay though. You have to only use these funds for down payment. Unfortunately, they don't allow you to use these for closing costs, which is why I asked, hey, could they use other down payment assistance programs to maybe help with the closing costs? They said yes. We don't mind being number 3 in line. And I said, what about number 4? She says, well, we've never even crossed that bridge, but I'm assuming it's fine. She's like, we don't mind being the last in the chain, as long as again we're on there. So that's the good news, is you can actually layer on other down payment assistance programs on here, because usually a lot of banks, a lot of down payment assistance, they want to be number 2 at the very least, because number 1 is going to be the FHA or conventional loan that you're going to do the first part. Then you have your down payment assistance, which is number 2. So the question is are they willing to be number 3 or 4, which is a very high risk for some of these funds, because obviously if something were to happen, not a lot of people are looking at number 3 or number 4. They're going to look at who's the first lien holder, maybe the second, and then if we can get to the third or fourth, we can. So this is some good news. So this is a great program. And the last thing I'll say is the people, when I talk to Anaheim, they're super, super accommodating, supportive. A lot of these down payment assistance programs or even grants from the city, when you talk to these people, if you can even get a hold of them, they're snobby. They're very much like, they obviously hey, this is a grant, this is something we're helping out with, we kind of have to, in a way, cater to them. But in this program, I talked to 2 people so far, and they're just super nice. They want to help. This is what I do see. They want to help. They want to get these funds out there. They said, whatever we can do to help you, let us know. And we'll be definitely communicating directly with you when it comes to the paperwork. So, yeah, I think that's all I had for now. Let me see if I had any notes when I did talk to her. Here's another great thing. There is no minimum credit score for them. They have no minimum credit. They say if you approve them, right? If you guys can get approved for the other, the first loan with FHA, conventional, whatever it is, we don't have a minimum credit score, which that's number 1. It's great. And obviously, with that being said, you can once you apply, if you don't have a FICO score, then as long as we can approve you and we give our stamp of approval, again, there's no minimum with them. And also, when it comes to citizenship, I asked them too, what about people with I-10? What about people that are permanent residents? They said, listen, as long as, again, you guys approve them and they can stay in this country, they can't be foreign nationals, but they have to have some kind of permanent residency status that allows them to work in Anaheim, allows them to get a loan, allows them to have some kind of credit. We should be fine. And he says, we don't have any particular guidelines when it comes to just U.S. citizens. So that's, again, another benefit. So I think that's about it. So I would say in terms of closing, they said that, once you apply on the website, you have to go to the website, you have to apply, and you do get all of their documentation and purchase contract, appraisal, all the stuff to them. They have up to 10 days to review everything. Mm-hmm. So that just, again, it's just working with a good team. If we're working with an agent, if Patricia or Bill, is representing you, we just got to be cognizant of the time frames. And working with a great lender, we just got to be on our A game. If we, again, right. When it comes to these down payment assistance, I know it's not a scarlet letter, but everything else pretty much has to be, has to be right. Time frames have to be nailed down. Things like that.
I think it's a great opportunity to get into a home. A lot of these down payment assistance programs, they can be stacked. Like you said, they can be, used in conjunction with another one. And instead of a first-time buyer emptying out their checking account or their savings account or using part of their retirement, then they can utilize the down payment assistance program. Usually the first hurdle for a first-time buyer is saving for the down payment. So this is a great opportunity to get into a home. And not use all of your capital, all of your assets that you've been saving for, because once you buy a home, there will be some maintenance costs involved. There will be some
Yeah.
things that you will be spending money on, especially if you're planning on painting the property. You're going to buy furniture, you're going to buy patio furniture. Maybe you need, pots and pans and towels and everything. So usually that,
Barbecue,
yes, that
patio
can be very
furniture, big
for
screen TV.
everything. All of, you got to be ready for the Dodger games and football, and so sports. But what I like
You
about
got
these,
time for football. You got time for football. You have a couple months here to get your football stuff ready. Just FYI. Shouldn't panic about football, but you have a month or two to get ready for it.
what I like about the first time buyer programs too are that they require you to attend that first time buyer
Yeah.
home buyer
Pretty much all of them
education.
do.
So you have to attend. It's an 8-hour course, but you learn a lot in that 8-hour educational program. They teach you about, budgeting, getting used to your payment. The last thing we would want is for a buyer to default on their loan. And so it's a preparatory time, the home buyer education class, so that you know what to expect. It's kind of like if you're going to have surgery, right? The doctor goes over all of the risks and benefits of having the surgery. Same thing with buying a home. You learn about all your tax write-offs. You learn about being able to refinance in the future for a lower interest rate, and building equity and how you can leverage that equity in the future. So I think it's a really important thing to know about. And the good thing is that in California and where we're at in Southern California, there's a lot of down payment assistance programs in every city. And so the
Yeah.
other thing to be careful of when you're looking for a property is make sure it's in the city. Because, for example, Los Angeles County is a huge county, but we have areas that are city of Los Angeles, and then we have areas that are unincorporated and they're just county of Los Angeles. And so you don't want to go and fall in love with the home, get a loan approval, you're, going to get pre-qualified and you start shopping for a home and you're actually not in the city limits, you're in the unincorporated areas. Then the down payment assistance program would not participate, that property would not be a participating property.
Yeah.
Those are things to
And,
be mindful of.
but this is exactly right. And if you are in that situation where, hey, let's say we want the Anaheim down payment assistance program, but man, we found something so great in Santa Ana. Well, that's my job to figure out, hey, does Santa Ana have a down payment assistance program, which they do? Or is there anything else we can fit you in, like the Cal HAFA, which is just a California-based down payment assistance program, and maybe we can still use that. So again, that's where we're working with a great team, because yes, these programs are usually just city-based, and you really have to be cognizant of that. But even if you change your mind and go to another city, there's a good chance that they might have a down payment assistance program, or if not, again, there's still the California one. So regardless, like Patricia says, there's resources for you, and we are in one of the most expensive states. We understand that. However, I believe in California real estate. I think that it's one of the most stable, asset classes out there. Because obviously you see what's going on in Florida, you see what's going on in Texas. I mean, I'm pretty sure Bill has all the stats in the world to show you, how these markets are fluctuating, but I still don't see, prices going, shooting down here in California. I just don't see it. So, if down payment assistance is still, again, a factor for you, talking to a great team, it shouldn't be.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, housing. We're not building enough houses, new houses, so the ones that are here are going to be worth more. And if you buy, get in on it. And it seems like they're not jumping up too fast, and people have a chance here. It seems like the job report, people getting jobs. I know in where I am, in south of here, space, aerospace, space technologies, just booming. It's just incredible what's going on and opportunities.
Yeah.
And it seems like the inflation rates calm down, though. Who knows? With the Middle East, things go up and down daily. But gas has stabilized, come down a bit from the highs. Seems like the economy overall is healthier. So again, this is a great opportunity. I think this is the best opportunity to ever buy property that I've been around.
Oh, and that's saying something, because you've seen it all, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I've been around for a while. It's before you were born, man. Okay, so first-time home buyer programs. There's a lot. I think the key. I have a daughter who's a first-time buyer, and they're out making offers. It's funny to see the business through the eyes of the buyer. When I represent people, it's hard. I'm a professional. I have to maintain my professional, distance. In this case, my son-in-law has a client who's a realtor that he works with. So I'm just helping, I'm just a father giving him advice. But to see through her eyes, the emotions. And my daughter's a tough girl. I mean, she's short, very petite, very feminine, but she's raised 3 boys. When you carry around a 9-pound boy in your stomach for 9 months, you're pretty tough. But the emotions of buying a house, they offered one they didn't get with multiple offers, and they knew that was going in, and I have another one going in, and they went to the open house. There's a bunch of people there, and she's all panicked. And I was laughing. I was saying, in her case, she had been a professional buyer for a fashion company, and she's very accomplished mother. And I said, "What? You seem so nervous about all this." She goes, "Yeah, this is so emotional for me. I can't believe it." And I'm thinking, well, welcome to real estate. It's how it is. And it was just a reminder to me that it's a very emotional process.
It is. Even when you're selling, and eventually buyers will become sellers, right?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
it is. It can be emotional, definitely on both sides.
Yeah, which is all the more reason to have a great team, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think anything else about the month or business going on that you want to talk about or highlight? Any particular issues?
No issues. Just let's see. We took a new listing today in El Sereno area, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Just put it on the market a few hours ago, 639,000. It's a really cute home. It's up on a slope. El Sereno is a very hilly area, so if you like walking around those streets, getting some exercise, getting your steps in, it's a really nice neighborhood to live in. Lots of mom and pop shops around the neighborhood. It's adjacent to South Pasadena, Highland Park, and very close to Chinatown and Alhambra. So that is available, and reach out for details.
Another listing. Good job. Team Pat and Bill. Dynamic duo here. We got some momentum going on. Okay.
That's right.
So Patricia has a new listing. Is that going to be shown soon, or where is that? Is open houses coming up, or where are we at with that?
No, it'll be shown by appointment only, tenant occupied.
Okay.
And then
So
there's another probate listing in San Bernardino also that we're working on with the tenants for showings.
contact Patricia and set up a showing and go out and see some property. Shannon, what do you have going on, and how do people reach you?
Yeah, so let's see. I do have, hopefully we get clear to close tomorrow on a property that for a guy who actually bought an FHA property in Bakersfield. Obviously didn't like being there. Now, obviously, let me not say obviously, he just didn't like being there, moved out, rented it out. And now he's buying a property in LA, and we're still able to get him an FHA loan because it's over 100 miles. And it also had almost like a unpermitted ADU in the back, which we were able to get through as well. So hopefully that person is happy. Tomorrow we should hear the good news. So we got cleared to close on that one. Have a few pre-approvals, actually one for a down payment assistance. So people are buying. People are out here. We're busy. Everything's great, thankfully. So again, if you guys need anything, we're here.
Fantastic.
We help.
Fantastic. And I'm here to help as well at Bill Gross Probate on social media. We do this we have a new episode comes out every Friday, pretty much every Friday.
Yeah.
We do our
Right.
best. But if you have questions, reach out anytime. Put comments in here. Love you to like the video. Love to put a question in if you have any questions about this or anything you'd like us to talk about. And thanks for being on the call today, and make today your best day ever. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Bye-bye.